So Mom's Wondermill Junior Deluxe just showed up. They had a date on it for the 19th. It's only the 8th. So it's earlier than expected, which is not a bad thing. This is the stone wheels, and this is the stainless wheels. This one is the one I'm going to try first. This is the clamp to clamp it down. It's got a double clamp. The cleaning brush. This is the, I'm not sure what that is. This is the auger shaft for using the regular here it looks like here's some lock pin and stuff. And somewhere
and stuff.
Maybe.
There's the recipe here.
Oh, not much. Well, I just got a phone call. I've got to run. This needs to be washed anyway. There's the instructions, which I need to read. The main body of the mill with the handle is here. This is to keep the flour from flying all over. This is the cleaning brush. I'll get this all opened up and taken out later. Here's the box there showing everything. But we will get to this later. I got to run in there and help a friend out, and we'll get back to it. Ran an errand for my friend, and it ended up turning into the rest of the day being wasted before I got back to this. It's now 10:30 p.m. This is the stainless steel burr that I have in here. It said to wash it, so I did it. It's all put together. That's some hard white wheat right there. I'm going to try this. Just a note. This flour guide, which comes with the Wondermill Junior Deluxe, is something that with the Victorio that Mom already has, I substituted this piece of tubing to do basically what this does. This is a lot larger burr than the Victorio, and with the way that it feeds, and I'll show that, the angles, it just works better. So we're going to try this. This is the first turn of this handle. Well, it's not. I actually turned it before to set the auger, but let's see how it grinds. Okay, I think I want to go a little bit tighter. I just exhausted the batteries. There is one thing that I noticed here. I don't know if it's going to show up. This light's too bright. But just a little bit of rust. The powder coating missed just a little bit, or it got dinged or something in shipping. Nothing really major, but let's see how this keeps grinding. This does say that the stone wheels are used for grains, and this is used, the stainless is used more for your nut butters and stuff. Although this is still fairly fine. It's just that I'm seeing the bran, I guess. I'll have to keep grinding it and sift it. I'm not done grinding. However, because of the way this is designed, it uses an auger. It's got the gravity feeding it instead of pushing against and being pushed through that way with the Victorio. I can't, well, maybe I can. You can see the wheat moving in the bottom, and it's all gravity. I'm going to grind some more. This is almost done, and I'm not going to put you through that. The auger isn't pushing the grain through anymore. However, it's still grinding, and it's because of this angle under the auger. Or I guess it is still pushing because the auger's, I think, tapered. I'm not sure. But it's still grinding, even though there isn't much grain. It's all but under the auger, not there. So I'm going to keep turning until it stops putting out any grain, any wheat.
I don't know if you out there use the fish pile.
Looks like we're done. Don't hear it any grinding anymore, and it's no more falling out. But I think that was a good test. I'm going to run this through the sifter, see how fine it is. This is what's left on the 20 per inch screen, and this is on the 50 per inch screen. This actually isn't going as fine as the Victorio did, although maybe if I were using the stone it would be better than the steel. Not a whole lot of flour because most of it's here with the bran. And like I said, this is in the 20 and this was in the 50. Still waiting on the 30 that we ordered at the same time. Hoping that'll be here soon. I'm going to try it, not right now, but with the stone instead of the stainless to see if it does finer. But there's what we just ground in the trial on the Wondermill Junior Deluxe model. And like I said, I'm really impressed. The only thing was that little bit of rust right there on that point of it. I'm going to take it apart and clean it out and call it a night. One thing that kind of a complaint on this, it says that it's supposed to have studs to hold the burrs, and the burrs are actually coming with bolts, and they're really a pain to loosen those bolts. They're really tight against the housing. You have to use an open-ended wrench, and you can only get a really short turn on it. I don't know. I'm gonna dust these off to clean them. This was still left when I took the auger out. That's a lot of grain. It just, I don't know, just not quite what I expected with ease of use. I mean, it's great. It does fast, but it doesn't get all the grain out here. That's just using the cotter pin off the handle. I put exactly 1 dry cup of hard white wheat into this, and that's what just came out. And it definitely doesn't go very fine based on what I showed you on the sifters. I'm going to try it with the stone instead of the stainless burr, and I like it, but there's kind of the speed is wonderful, but if you have taken this apart is a real pain. Seriously, it doesn't come with a wrench. I had to go get a wrench, and the handle actually uses a different size. This is 11 millimeter. The handle's 13. This is a wonderful part, but it would be just really nice if it was a little bit more, let's see, user friendly. Well, I've changed it to the stone burr, or the stone on stone. I'm going to try to see about doing this. I dumped back in what was in the 50 mesh sifter because it's definitely too much waste with this stainless. So I'm going to grind this a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but this is, I put the stone in, and it's actually, some of it's coming off in the flour. And I know it says to run it through with flour that you're not going to use the first cup, but wow, that's a lot of stone that came through. But it is much finer, so that is, excuse me, that is something to note. The stone does go finer.
You didn't do a whole cup.
No, I didn't do a whole cup, but I'll regrind that. So I don't know. It's still difficult because these nuts have to be loosened, and you can't put the box end or the box end around. You have to use the open end to do it, and you can only turn it barely. It's just, I don't know. The mill works great. I'm just, like I said, not as user friendly as it could be. I don't know how visible it is, but I can see stone right there on the plate. It's not as bad now. I put another half cup of flour in, as well as what I took and taken out of the sifters to redo. I can totally see how, if they were doing this, run it through the stainless and then run it, if you had two of these, run it through the stainless and then run it through the stone. The stainless would get the bran off, and then you run it through the stone to get it finer. Interesting idea, but at 220 or 40 or 30, whatever the price was, having two of these is, wow, yeah. The drill attachment would definitely be nice. I can turn it, but Mom has a hard time with it very fine, like it's set currently. It's kind of a love-hate. And the biggest, well, the biggest is ease of use. There isn't any really to speak of with these, having to have these bolts. Mom doesn't have a wrench in her house handy to do an 11mm bolt.
I couldn't see to do it anyway.
I mean, even if she could see it, she doesn't have a wrench. It doesn't come with one. It's kind of misleading, the instructions. Still a wonderful mill, just ease of use on this is definitely not what I expected. I mean, if I were going to put, I don't know, a couple pounds, 3 or 4 pounds, 5 pounds of flour through it, it wouldn't be as bad. But just doing it for a cup and a half like I did tonight, definitely not something that I'd look forward to. I'd go back to the little noisy Victorio for doing just a few pounds, or a pound and a half, if it were just me. Great mill, just ease of use, there isn't really any. This is definitely finer. It's almost like a light powder, using the stone instead of the stainless. We're going to run this through the sifter. Again, this isn't being used. This was just to break in the thing. Like I said, ease of use, there is none. It's just not easy to use this tool, or this unit, and you have to take it apart and clean out the inside with every use, and having to have a tool kit just for it, because it doesn't come with something so simple as an 11mm wrench or 7/16, whatever the and look at all that doesn't get ground. I thought it was doing a better job, but it's not. I just dropped something. Washer, I think. It's just, this is really great. The plastic knobs for for adjusting them, but it's just, wow. Not anything near what I expected for ease of use on the Wondermill Junior Deluxe. Those bolts where they said it should be studs. Studs would be great, but it doesn't have them. So, well, I'm going to clean this out. And like I said, the flour is much finer. This is with the stone. I don't know how many pounds they say that this can do on these stones. But Mom was just saying it'd be worth having a backup pair because they are stone and they do wear. So we're gonna look into that. We're gonna keep playing. I do like this. I've got to make bread, so I'm gonna have to grind some tomorrow. But it's definitely much faster. It just, like I said, ease of use is not anything like what I expected. Another ease of use issue. This is to remove the handle. You put this piece on, and then you actually put the stainless steel burrs on and tighten it to get the handle to release. Wow. Ease of use? No. That's just, excuse me.
Crazy.
That's just so that you can take it apart and take the auger out.
And clean it.
And that's just, it's great if you have the Wondermill Junior Deluxe that comes with the stone, or the stainless burrs, because it says you can't do that with the stone because they'll break. So it's a good thing it came with them. I'm just going to leave this on there for now. I'm going to put this away, and that doesn't, I don't want to lose it. But wow, I could definitely see where some improvements could be made on this. For one thing, the what I just dropped in the sink, the flour guide here could have a larger base and be so that the hole matches the holes on the front of this, so it stays on better instead of having to go through the center, the stone, the pins for the stone around it. Great thing. I can just see where there's definitely room for improvement. I'm going to finish cleaning this up. I thought that this angle here fed it, but it doesn't, so that's another, you just end up with a lot of grain still inside the mill. So, and these knobs on the bottom aren't real easy to turn. They could be a little bit easier, a triangle instead of this. This would be nice, but the powder coating's nice. It cleans easily. You just literally dust it off. But wow, let's reinvent the wheel on this one. It definitely needs, there's definitely room for improvement. I'm not ever planning to take the base off. Don't plan to put it on a motor, so this should be fine for whatever use. But this is definitely, with those bolt holes and having to put, there, look at that, the powder coating's already chipped from having the nut on the back. Both sides, the powder coating's damaged. Studs would be much better for that. But that's a lot of, that came out of the mill when I just took it apart. Well, Pleasant Hill Grain did a wonderful job getting this out. We knew it was back ordered, that they had they were pre-ordering. They had a date for the 19th of April as an expected date. Today's the 8th of April and it's already here, so it shipped a couple days ago. They did a wonderful job. The mill is a wonderful mill. It's not easy to use, and having that much left inside the mill after you're done grinding, that's just, I mean, unless you're doing 3 to 5 pounds minimum, that's just too much to not get ground. On the plus side, it's some wonderfully fine flour using the stone. Using the stainless, not at all fine, but with the stone, it does do wonderfully fine, beautiful flour. This was just running through, get everything broke in. I'm just going to put this in the compost, all of it, the bran and all. With the stainless, it actually takes the bran off better because it doesn't go as fine. But it doesn't get it as fine, so it might as well just use the stones, and you use the stainless for something else, like, oh, I don't know, taking the handle off. I'm going to clean this up. Just a review. Like I said, it's a great mill. I can see some issues. Having powder coating already starting to chip off with the first use is just not acceptable. Wondermill could definitely do better on that. Pleasant Hill Grains, hey, you guys are awesome. We ordered the other auger and the drill attachment. That was here within 2 days, I believe, of the order being placed. And this came faster than expected. So everything, hey, you guys did a wonderful job. But could definitely, and the mill, it's a wonderful mill. It just, the ease of use issues are definitely there. There is no ease of use in terms of taking it apart, cleaning it, doing any of that. It just, I don't know, just not anything near. The Victorio is much easier to take apart. This comes with the brush with the deluxe model, which is great for cleaning, but I mean, wow, just, it'd be nice if this did a little bit finer.
I wouldn't be able to run it.
Well, Mom just said she wouldn't be able to run this, so it just.
And I can run the little.
And she can run the little one. It takes longer. It's loud. It squeaks. It makes noise, but she can at least run that. Where this one, she couldn't.
Not strong enough.
She couldn't run it and get fine flour. She could probably loosen it and do coarser flour, but you're doing the fine flour, she couldn't do it. And like I said, 11 and 13 millimeter wrenches that I had to go get this out of Mom's toolbox and this out of my set because I don't have a 13 for some reason. It should come with it, and it really shouldn't mar up the surface of the powder coating just putting the burrs onto the mill body. That just is wrong. But like I said, it mills wonderfully. I can just, a little more forethought could definitely go into it. And like I said, one of my favorite things is the flour. I can't even remember what they call it.
It's like a deflector.
Yeah, it's the deflector that keeps the and it doesn't do a really great job, but it's better than not having anything. But great mill. Just, I could definitely see room for improvement on several things. But hey, Pleasant Hill, you guys are awesome. You got it here fast. You did a wonderful job. They build separately for what they shipped initially. They build separately for then with the mill itself because it didn't ship. That's wonderful in my opinion. Wondermill, you make a great product. It just has definite room for improvement. Maybe if somebody gets you this video, you can watch it and see where somebody that's using it that's not doing 100 pounds of flour at a time, what they think about it. Like I said, if I were doing 5 pounds even, I probably wouldn't have the issues quite as much, but I still would have the issues. But like I said, still a great mill, just ease of use is not there whatsoever. Thanks for watching Perhaps Cooking. Feel free to share, give me a thumbs up, or subscribe.